Good afternoon, Blue Ridge. I'm Wiley Heiss.
And I'm Megan Gavigan.
And BRTN starts now.
Going to the Special Olympics makes me realize how lucky I am to be able to do some of the things that I do, and it makes me kind of second think about how I take some things for granted that other people would just love to do for one day, and it's nice to be able to see that they have a day for these people to be able to experience some of the things that on every other day they can't experience. That's something that's great about Special Olympics.
I think that the Special Olympics is really cool because I know in my life I get to have like a big arena event with like state championships and like huge cheer competitions. And I know that a lot of special ed kids don't get an opportunity to experience arena events like that. I also think that Special Olympics is a really important event for them because being around special ed kids my whole life, I know that even sometimes their ideas and their perspective is a lot cooler than us regular ed kids. And it's just a day where you really get to just focus on how cool and amazing those kids are.
Students pay your debt during lunch in the cafeteria today or Thursday. Have exact change.
Due to the senior exam schedule, Gateway would like to reschedule their senior walk for May 24th at 1:30 p.m. The 2019 senior survey is now in abeyance. Make sure you complete the survey ASAP.
Students who plan to enlist in the military or the military academy after graduation, please see Ms. Askins for more information.
Congratulations to the boys golf team for winning the region championship for 3 years in a row. Way to go, Tigers.
Our chorus choir has competed in some great competitions. Here are some people to talk about their journey.
So we are all from the Honors Concert Choir here at Blue Ridge, and the four of us are actually in our chamber choir also, which is a more concentrated group of singers. But this is this is an amazing class. I can't imagine a place I would have rather spent 4 years of my high school life. I'm in here all the time. It's such a family, and it's crazy that, there's 56 of us in here who come from completely different parts of this school, different grades, different friend groups, different beliefs, and we all come in here for a greater cause and something that's greater than us, and we get to just be together and really experience this music and put emotion into this music, which is something that's kind of otherworldly, and it's an out-of-body experience to be in this choir and just to be on that level with so many other people who are so different than you are.
So this year we got the opportunity to go to 2 big competitions. Mm-hmm. And it took a lot of hard work and a lot of after school practices and stuff. We would practice after school a lot of days. We put in a lot of work in class. We went and fundraised at different restaurants. We went to churches to take up an offering, and it's a lot more work than you think it would be to just go somewhere and sing somewhere. And it was just a lot of dedication, but I think in the end it was definitely worth it, and I would definitely do it again.
Yeah, and so one of our most recent competitions that we went to, which was our state competition, and to that competition we brought 3 choirs. We brought our concert choir, which is everyone in the choir gets on stage and competes. And then we competed with our chamber choir, which is the top 25 out of the 56 kids, and we competed with that chamber choir as well. And then we also had our women's choir, which is obviously all the women in the 56 choir group. So we took 3 choirs to compete. For the whole day, all 3 choirs got superior ratings from all the judges for the whole day. The chamber choir actually won first place in their division. The women's and the concert choir actually got second place. And it's kind of funny, for the whole day, only 3 other choirs beat the chamber choir, and the women's and the concert choir for the whole day actually tied with each other, which was pretty cool. And what was unique about that competition was there was probably about 20 choirs that were there. Some really awesome judges that we had there. We were singing difficult music. We were competing with it. And it was just really awesome because, we're just such a small school from such a small area, and we went to Lawrence County, just went there, a small choir that not a lot of people know about, and went there and competed with some really awesome choirs and some really stout competition. And it was really cool just to see that we line up pretty high and pretty close to all those really outstanding choirs here in South Carolina.
So our second competition that we did before our state competition towards the end of March was our national competition that we competed at Festival Disney in Orlando, Florida, and we've gotten we only brought our concert choir this year. We didn't bring all the other choirs, but which the concert choir is everybody, and we came away with our best in class for our division, and then we've got first place for gold overall for for any high school, even with there was about 15 high schools that we competed against, and what's unique about that is that just like state, we're competing against other schools that we don't know who are going to show up there, and we set the bar pretty high there, knowing that we've basically got first place at a national competition.
Mm-hmm. We also had a student in our choir who played piano for us, and his name is John Shinnon. So in that competition, there were several student accompanists in the choirs, and we're just really proud of John Shinnon for getting Best Student Accompanist at a national competition. Mm-hmm. And so that was really special for him and really special for us to get to share that with him. Mm-hmm. That's all I have to say.
Now here's Coach Beach for a special report.
Hey guys, so last week our Blue Ridge track and field team traveled to Eastside High School for our region championship meet. It was a 2-day event, and we had, for probably the first time in 10 to 12 years, the most athletes we've had get out of region and go on to the state qualifier this weekend, and hopefully some on to the state championships at Spring Valley in the following weekend. First thing I'd like to highlight is our 4x1 team. They were able to get out of region, finishing in the top 5 and being able to go on to the state qualifier. That had Dylan Harris, Gage Tapp, Aaron Greer, and Stephen Rogers in it. Our boys and girls 4x8 teams were both not really picked to finish in the top 3. Our girls were actually picked to finish dead last in the 4x8 and were able to have an amazing race, finishing second only by about 2.5 to 3 seconds behind Travelers Rest to take on all region. And our boys came back in the third leg when the baton was handed off to Colton Jones, and Colton Jones was able to make up 65 meters to end up handing it to Barrett Broom, who was able to take it home for a second place finish for us. And within our region, if you finish first or second, whether that be an individual event or a team event, you would get all region. So both of our 4x8 boys and girls teams were all region. Finally, with the relay teams, the one thing I'd like to highlight, I think the most exciting part of the night was our boys 4x4 team, which consisted of Aaron Greer, Gage Tapp, Barrett Broom, and Colton Jones. This probably started, I want to say, about a month and a half back. I started to put these kids into a 4x4 relay to see if we could try to help with some speed development and help strengthen them for other events, and it turned out to be their best event. They are extremely fast, and it started at about a 346, a 347, and just kept getting faster and faster and faster, and they started to approach a 9-year-old school record. And finally, we go down to the beach and run at a really high caliber meet down there, and we were able to run a 337.45 and miss the school record by about 0.3 of a second. And then when we ran at region, we did have an injury, and were able to sub in Aaron Greer, who ended up running a 51.39 in his leg of the 4x4, which unofficially it's technically a school record for a 400, but also it was able to give us a 334 and finish second all region. We barely lost to Greer by maybe 2 meters. They had a very, very fast team. A lot of those state runner-up football players were on it, a lot of speed and a lot of athleticism, and we were able to finish right behind them and run a 334 and set a new school record. So that was really exciting for those kids and really exciting for us as a team. On the individual side, in the 1600, Kirsten Thompson ran a 543, set a new PR, and also finished first place and won the region. in the girls 1,600 meter run. Zach Spindler was able to get in at the 5th spot in the 1,600 meter and qualify to go to CIU this coming weekend. Moving on to the 800, Barrett Broom ran a 2:02 and for the 2nd year in a row is the region champion in the boys 800 meter. The 3,200 meter run, Hattie Jennings, our 8th grader, was able to finish 3rd and move on to the state qualifier. Our hurdles, we had Hannah Hallex was able to qualify in our 100 meter hurdles. Hunter Stiles was able to qualify in the 110 high hurdles and also the 400 meter hurdles. And finally, Aaron Greer ran his 400 hurdle race in a 58.85, which gave him a new school record, and also finished 1st. Nobody was even close to him, and was able to capture another region championship for us. So all in all, we had over 14 athletes get out to the state qualifier from region, which is the most we've had in years. We had 3 individual region champions with Kirsten Thompson, Barrett Broom, and Aaron Greer, and we had a lot of all-region performances with our relay teams, and you know, a really, really fun race to watch with our 4x4. And looking forward, if you see these athletes, they're looking forward to going to qualifier and hopefully on the state meet. If you would just congratulate them on the hard work that they've done this year, and you know, in the classroom and on the track, and you know, going to these meets on Saturdays lasting all day. So they've really sacrificed a lot for the team and a lot for the school. Thank you.
Now for Holden's Animal Facts.
Hey guys, this is Holden back with his Animal Facts. This week we're talking about an animal with the head and tongue of a giraffe, the body and hoofs like an antelope, and stripes like a zebra, y'all. That's right, it's the okapi. The okapi might have stripes like a zebra, but its relative is the giraffe, and it's the only relative to the giraffe living. Talk about a small family. At least you'll get some pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving this time. It was discovered in the 90s. I'm going to have disco fever, baby. Okay. They're herbivores. And an interesting fact about them, male okapis have short hairs covering their hooves, less than 15 centimeters and 5.9 inches in length. The okapi's tongue is 18 inches. 18 inches? I could go to Dillard's and eat some ice cream, yo. I'm not talking about just one scoop, maybe 2 or 3. Dillard's would have to run me out for sure. And if the okapi was a girl, I would say, girl, you know you're beautiful, okapi. Well, this is Holden with his Animal Facts, signing out.
Thanks for watching
We'll see you next week on
on BRTN.